it's Grace, and I just got done recording a video on how to find your true purpose. You see, last week I put out a video, and it was on how to decide on your career, how to decide your career path, one that best suits you. And I got a lot of questions, people were asking me questions on, well, that's great and all, but how do I know my purpose? So today I just finished recording a video to answer that question. How do you find your true purpose? And then it started raining. So I thought, well, why not do a coaching on the go? So welcome to my car. And I thought, well, why not today? I thought I'll just answer some questions that some of you have been reaching out to me for. And one of the questions that I got asked was, well, about job performance, right? The question was, well, I want to do well in my career. I want to advance my career, but I find that sometimes I am not performing as well as I want to. So Grace, can you give me some tips on how to increase my job performance? Right, so I do have a secret that I wanted to share with you. And the secret is on the 3 personas. Right? We all have these 3 personas, and you'll find that even if you're not aware of it, you're constantly switching back and forth between these 3 personas in your career path. And when you have a greater self-awareness, greater awareness on which persona is necessary, then that's when you can switch it off just like that and switch into that persona that you need to be to beef up your performance the way you need to get things done that in the company that the way they're looking for, right? So here are the 3 personas. The first one is your innovator, and this is the persona inside of you that is constantly innovating. They are creating. It's creative. It's a designer, right? This is a designer in you, and this is the persona that craves control. Right? They see a vision for a better future, and they crave some sort of control and working towards that objective. So that's the innovator. And so ask yourself, what are some roles, some projects in your current career path right now that requires you to be that innovator, right? That innovative side that requires you to bring that out of you. So when you recognize that, that's when you know mentally you make that shift that, okay, I need to be the innovator. Right? So the second persona is the manager. Right? So in this persona, this is where you are managing people, you're managing systems, you're managing organizations and teams under you. You are also managing yourself, right? So that's another one that maybe you're not aware of, right? So the manager is somebody who craves structure. It is that part of you that needs to be organized, that part of you that just needs to know with a little more certainty and to have a little more predictability, right? So ask yourself, what aspects of my job right now, what aspects of my day-to-day and projects that I'm taking on required me to have more of a managerial hat, right? So you're like switching hats, right? And when you are thinking about this, look at some of the traits that you need to have as you're assuming each of these personas, right? The innovator and the manager require different traits and different characteristics, right? So that is the second persona. The third persona is the doer. And this one's easy. You are ambitious. You are a savvy professional. You're high functioning, high potential. You're used to doing. You're used to doing and trying to do in less and less time, right? So we all have this to-do list. We all have this task list that's ever growing. And so we're used to being in this framework of getting stuff done. So that's what the doer is. It's the person in you that gets stuff done, right? And this persona has characteristics where they are organized in their time. They are highly functional. They are goals driven. They are task list driven. And that is the doer in you. Right, so most of the time where people get stuck is they spend a lot of time in the doer persona. Right, so in your job role, in your job function, with your job title, with all of these projects that you have in your career, chances are you will also need to wear the hat of an innovator. You'll also need to wear the hat of a manager. So how do you know when, right? It depends on the time and the situation. So always you're constantly being aware and listening for opportunities where you need to switch hats, right? But know that and to know and believe that these 3 personas are in you and that you are capable. All you have to do is recognize and look for parts in your career history where you were an innovator, where you were a manager, and where you were a doer, and you'll see the evidence is abundant. right? So this is my secret to you. If you are finding that in your career journey that you are not performing quite the way you feel you need to be in order to get to that next level, in order to advance your career the way you want, the way you really desire, think about yourself in terms of these 3 personas, right? And ask yourself, in that moment, I need to be doing better. Which hat do I need to be wearing, right? Which hat do I need to focus on more, developing more, right? So that's what I wanted to share with you. So if you are currently wanting to up your performance, if you are currently wanting to advance your career, I would love to hear from you. So comment below, which type are you? Which is your primary type? Are you primarily the doer? Are you primarily the manager? Are you primary an innovator? Right? I myself personally, I am primarily an innovator. I love creating, I love envisioning the future. I always see pictures and visions of a brighter future and how to get there and designing ways to improve the future. So comment below, which one are you? And if you like this content, give me a thumbs up as well. And remember to subscribe to my channel, ring that bell so that you receive notifications each time I upload a new video. So keep the questions coming in, and I look forward to answering them in my next video as well.